Hey everyone, it's Ace. Welcome back to another video. Today I prepared a build guide for you on the M250 general machine gun that you can run as engineer. So without wasting your time, on the screen right now you can see the build. We went here for heavy control and stability because this is an LMG and we're gonna be wanting to hold down the trigger because we have 125 bullets in a magazine. But I also made sure that we have accuracy at least 55. So if you run up into clutch situations where you cannot ADS or use your laser aiming, you can hip fire people down. However, our handling is criminal at 12. You basically never want to be caught off guard with this thing if you're ADSing the scope. This is why we have the laser aiming and we have our laser sight. If you're not aware what the laser aiming is, it's basically a ADS mode that you press with the default keybind, I think it's N, to switch to the laser sight, which has basically no ADS time. You basically instantly start aiming down sights without actually doing it, you do it with the laser. This is why I highly recommend that if you haven't done this already, find yourself a very good keybind where you can do this very comfortably for LMGs and other weapons because laser aiming is extremely powerful in this game. Me, for example, I have this bound to a side button on my mouse. So that's how important it is. So when I need to do it, I just click the side button and boom, I'm laser aiming. So I recommend you do something similar or find yourself a button on the keyboard which is very close to your movement buttons would be my advice to you. Because this weapon does incredible damage, it kills people up to 50 meters in only 3 shots or with 2 shots in the head if you're lucky to get those kills in the head. This is why the gun is also opened up then for higher magnification options as if this is something you prefer. You could very easily slap an ACOG on this thing, you could even go with some of the other crazier options, then your thermal scopes are gonna be an option as well. So you can really go crazy here. I personally like to just use one of the normal 1x scopes and I try to put it at 1x25 magnification because it has the same magnification as the laser aiming, so it's not really changing my FOV when I aim down sights, if it makes sense. I like to keep those things uniform, let's call it that. Also, I highly recommend that when you're playing, on defense at least, you could run this as a Luro, build yourself a head glitch because this thing also has a innate bipod, which is a curse and a blessing, but with a Luro you can just bipod this thing on your wall, just laser people down, though it's not something I prefer, so that's one of the curses of the gun. It comes default with a bipod, which you cannot unequip. I've looked if I could perhaps do that, you cannot do it. So this is something you have to be wary. If you like bipods, be very careful how you play with this gun around corners, because your guy will automatically always try to bipod himself, sometimes making you lose gunfights, which can be really annoying. So just make sure you're not super close to the walls if you don't like bipods, whether you're making Uluru walls or the general walls on the map. The bad thing about this weapon, one of its other curses, is that it comes super late into the warfare level progression. This thing comes at level 43. So if you're new at the game and you're watching this video now, I'm gonna have to disappoint you that you're not gonna be able to use this weapon, honestly, for quite a while. The warfare levels, they're kind of slow. There are XP boosts and other things you can collect for the warfare level, but really it's just based on your playtime and how much score you can farm per game, which is kind of annoying. It's really unfortunate that such a fun weapon for probably the best engineer LMG in my opinion has been locked down so far into the endgame level progression. It's really unfortunate. So if you're new, I highly recommend that you use a PKM general machine gun if you are somebody who really just want to play with LMGs. And if you don't like the PKM, also the M249 SWOT, the default LMG that you can use it as engineer, is also incredible. The great thing about this weapon when you do finally get it is something you will notice that you get it with 125 rounds in a magazine immediately at level 1, which is crazy. This is like the only, oh wow, it feels like an LMG immediately from the get-go, because M249 comes with 100, which is fine, but PKM, for example, doesn't come, it has 50. So getting this immediately feels great. Then, as we mentioned, you also get the bipod, which enhances this, oh wow, this is an LMG type of feeling, which is incredible. So at as early as level 1, it only gives us some options to make this weapon devastating, which is incredible. But when you truly get this gun going is when you get this control super high and the stability at a very good level. This is probably like the highest level you can get it on without completely killing your accuracy even further, and your handling would be 0 if you went for more. But personally, I found that it's not really needed to get more stability than this, because the gun also has slow RPM. We mentioned it shoots like the pig, so it has like 500 RPM, so you're not gonna really feel this recoil jump up super fast. So you can also micro reset the gun throughout shooting if you really need to do it. The reload time is extremely brutal. It's really long reload. I cannot emphasize that enough. So when you reload, make sure that everybody is fucking dead before you even attempt to reload this thing. It's like 10 minutes. Also, as an engineer, map knowledge is crucial to make the pig work. Knowing how to flank people and knowing the engagement distances of this weapon are basically unlimited. You can easily dunk people on range, you can flank them, you can surprise them because the damage model is crazy, especially if you aim for the heads. So this is something you should keep in mind. Here I'm flanking on Ascension, trying to get as much kills as I possibly can. I'm an engineer, I cannot heal myself, so I'm already at a disadvantage, but you can see the hipfire here is working in our favor. You can just laser people down when they rush you and you're not ready to ADS, or you're not used to laser aiming, as I mentioned earlier in the video. This LMG, along with the other LMGs, have an option to reduce your magazine size for more mobility, more handling, more reload time, and all this other good stuff, basically transforming this massive big pig LMGs into SMGs or some type of quasi ARs. I opted not to do that because it removes the identity of LMGs for me in this game, and I don't like it as somebody who really liked LMGs in Battlefield games, specifically BF3 and BF4. Removing the magazine size always felt wrong to me. But it is an option, that's why I wanted to mention it. You can also go here with a full hipfire build. It's viable, I've tried it. It's not the greatest thing I've ever played, but it is completely viable, so you can also opt for that min build. But here, what I kept up for you, I think is probably the most versatile build you can play with this gun, where you have really good control, good stability, and then you have the laser aiming for good ADS time as well. So yeah, LMGs, I think the next LMGs we will be getting, and I hope we get some soon, should be based on the model of the pig. And by that I mean low RPM, high damage models, guns that feel like LMGs, that should come also with this massive box magazine from the get-go. Don't wait, don't let us wait, I mean, until like the gun is max level before I can put a goddamn extended magazine in. Just give it to me at default, that would be really appreciated. If not 100, then make it like 75 or something. I really hate this about Peckham, how I had to level Peckham for a very long time until I finally got it to the point where it feels like an LMG, and even then it's, when you put it at 125, it's just, I think M250 is just a bit better gun. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So yeah, that's the M250 pig. I hope you will enjoy this gun. I certainly fucking do, so I think you will as well. Yeah, if you're new at the channel, please like and subscribe to the video. I post videos 2 or 3 times a week. I also have a Twitter, so if you're into Twitter stuff, follow me there. You can also DM me there. You can leave video ideas. Yeah, speaking of that, if you guys have some specific weapons that you really enjoy and you want me to cover, leave them in the comments. I'll check them out. Perhaps it's something that I have leveled up already and I can prepare a build for you. So I'll be very happy to check this shit out. Yeah, with that being said, I wish you a good day. I'll see you in the next video. As always, thank you for watching and stay good, yeah?